Hello, good afternoon. My name is Bidemi. You can call me whatever you want to call me. But good afternoon and welcome to a beautiful Monday. So today I think, the continuation of my book series, The Importance of Reading. I think I did that till part 4 last week. And this week, I will be talking about the kind of books that you should read. The kind of book that you should read. So sun is up. Let's see. My brother, so good to see you. How are you, sir? And how is work and how is the family? How's your wife? How are your kids? So good to see you today, sir. Sorry, can you hear me very well? Just to be sure you can hear me very well. Just say something once you can hear me very well. So today, like I said, I'll be talking about the kind of books that you should read. And I included this in in my new book that I'm writing, actually. I included it in one of the new books that I'm going to publish this year. So and I hope it's going to be a blessing to someone, and it's going to help someone out there. Welcome, Fatai Onyitola Adioti. So good to see you. Welcome. So I'm going to start straight away. Please, let's go and hit our share button. But I'm going to go straight to the kind of books that you should read. As you listen to this, I want to say this for as many that will be listening to this later on, but they are not, how do I put it? They are not, because the first book I'm going to mention, I don't want it to put people off, but it's so important and it's so vital for our well-being. It's so vital for our well-being, so important that you can't do without it. Thank you so much, Mr. Albert. So good to see you. So I'm going to start straight away. The number one book that you should read, the number one book that you should lay your hands on, you, your family, your friends, your inner circle, name it, is the Bible. I hope that does not sound funny. But it's the most important anyway. So there's no how I can leave it out, because I know it's a book that contains life. It's a book that contains wisdom. It's a book that contains how to live a very productive life. And some people, when I said the Bible, one of the things you should ensure that you lay your hands on in the Bible is to read the lifestyle of Jesus, who is our mentor, who is our, who is our Father, who is our loving Father, who is our God, who is our hero, is everything to us. You need to read the lifestyle of Jesus. So, for Christians, if you are yet to go through the lifestyle of Jesus, that I don't know what you've been reading actually. But if you are not a Christian, whatever religion that you might be, please lay your hands upon it. I was talking to a Muslim one time, and he was telling me I had read the Bible, and I was very excited about it. So the number one book you should read is the Bible. Welcome, Queen Adiola Adioba. So good to see you. So, and I said in the Bible, ensure that you lay your hands on the life of Jesus. Is to go and read his account, go and read his story, to know what Jesus said about so many things. Looked at how he answered questions. Look at the kind of lifestyle he lived. Look at the way the way he did things. Once you do that, those kind of things are going to inform a lot of your decisions. Some things won't be a major thing to you any longer. You won't be moved by what is going on around the world, because that's what will be the foundation of whatever you do in life. So number one book you should read. First thing, most times you should do that first thing in the morning is to read the Bible. That's the number one book you should read. Then number two is a book called Who Am I? Why am I here? I will have showed the copy of the book, but it's so easy. Once you type on Amazon, Who Am I? Why Am I Here by Dr. Sunday Adelaja, you would actually, you are going to see the kind of book. So what kind of book is Who Am I? Why Am I Here? The reason why you need to read that book is because if you don't know who you are, you will be someone else. If you don't know who you are, you will live a life that is not yours. If you don't know who you are, you will be busy running around. You'll just be running around the circle. You will be running someone else's race if you don't know who you are. So it's a book that helps you to identify your gift. It helps you to identify, okay, what is it I love to do? Let me say to you that when God, I usually say this a lot, when God created every one of us, He created us with a specific assignments in mind. No, God didn't create anybody empty-handed. No, he wouldn't have done that, because He knew that we are here to actually work together to be able to provide solutions, to be able to help people, to be able to preach the kingdom of God to people, His kingdom to people. So if you don't know who you are, you will be tossed around. If you don't know who you are, you will just find out that you are 50 years of age and you can't really say, this is what I lived for. At the back of the book I'm just writing is a quote by, let me check. I'm going to publish that book this year by the grace of God. I have to do it this year. It says, is a quote by Oscar Wilde, and it says, one day your life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching. One day your life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching. So you have to fill your life with memorable things. You have to have a beautiful life, not in physical things anyway, but you have to be living for something that is greater than yourself. You have to be living for something that is greater than, what people count as important. This morning I was reading a portion of the Bible in Luke, and Jesus was telling one of the translations, I think the Passion translation, it was saying, and God spoke to and God said to the Jews, the Pharisees, and He said to them that, you lovers of money, and what is important to you is not important. It doesn't make any sense when it comes to God. It's not a big deal when it comes to the side of God. So if you don't know who you are, you will be someone else. If you don't know who you are, you will just be rolling around the circle. You will do what everybody wants you to do, but you won't do what is in the core of your heart, which is the most important thing in your own life. That's why God created you single-handedly. That's why God actually designed you the way He designed you. Look at your nose, look at your mouth, look at your head, look at your shoulders, look at the way you talk, look at the way you walk, look at the way you laugh, look at the way you smile. It won't be like any other person's own. That's how special you are. So you need to lay your hands on the book called Who Am I? Why Am I Here? It's a book by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. So just go on Amazon, and if you need to get it, if you're in Nigeria and you need to get it, I can give you a contact of someone who can help you, and they will deliver the book to you in your house. Number 3. So number 1, I said the Bible. That's one of the first books you should read. In fact, when you get up in the morning, that's one of the first things you should read. And I forgot to mention, Reading the Bible helps you. It helps you mentally. It helps you mentally. It helps your mental health. For example, me, when I read the Bible, especially, I'm using the word especially, when I read the lifestyle of Jesus, I'm telling you, I don't know about others. It carries so much power that it makes me so balanced mentally. It makes me excited. It makes me balanced so mentally. So reading the Bible helps your mental faculty. It helps your brain in itself. So don't forget the number 2, Who Am I, Why Am I Here by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Then number 3 book that you should read. Welcome Saturday Adekola. Welcome Damilola. Welcome Maverick. Welcome Quinshon. Welcome Adiola. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I think I'm in number 3. The other book you must read is also a book by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. There are so many nice books out there, but these are the books I know that I've read and I can vouch for them. These are the books I've read and I can vouch for them. For example, the number 2 book I mentioned, Who Am I? I've given it to various of my friends from Egypt. I've taught people with the book from Zimbabwe, from South Africa. I've taught people with the book from Kenya. Presently, the book is with someone from Kenya. So it's, for me, it's, I take it everywhere, but I had to give it out. And I bought about, I think, 4 extra. In fact, I've given it to someone from Malawi. I've given it to someone from Malawi. I'm just saying it, how important that book is in our lives. Welcome, Nero Kolawole, so good to see you. So the 3rd book you should lay your hands on also is a book by Dr. Sunday Adelaja called Money Won't Make You Rich. Money won't make you rich. I know people will say, what kind of book is that? It is true. I usually say almost all the time. If why God created you is to live for money, then I can say that is a wasted life. God will never create anybody just because he wants them to come and have money on the face of the earth. It's the least of why he can create you. It's the least of why he can create you. And that's why if you look, welcome Joseph, so good to see you. That's why if you look all around the world, there's so much chaos. Why? Everybody is running after money. In fact, a larger percentage, and the more they run after money, the more they have less of the money. The more they become so stressed out, the more they become so depressed, the more they become so, because, they are just empty. So you need to know that God created you and me for something much above money. I must say to you, for example, I've not said anything. I've not said this out before. I don't know whether I should say it. Of recent, about 3 to 4 months ago, I lost my job. I was working somewhere and I lost my job. Do you know that losing my job is one of the best things that has happened to me? Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew, but it is the best thing that has happened to me. I can't express it to you. But I lost my job, and during that month, it was so tough. I was so unhappy. Unhappy, not that I was not doing what I needed to. I was still studying. I was still reading, because I was mentally prepared for challenges. So it didn't really sweep me up my feet. But as human, I felt that, wow, this is not the best time for it to happen. But I'd already read this book. I'd already known that God wouldn't have created me, Oluwatoyin Abidemi Shomwe, to come and live for money. God must have created me to inspire people. God must have created me to preach his kingdom to people. God must have created me to show love to people. God must have created me to put a smile on people's faces. God must have created me for something bigger than myself. I mean, so big. So remember the book. money won't make you rich. And it's true. The more you stress over money, the less of that money you have. In fact, the more you stress over money, the more greed comes into the more greedy you become, because all you want to have is a lot of money. Then after you become like 70 to 80 years, what happens? You're not even going to take your flesh with you. I mean the flesh, our body. We are not going to take it with us. So what's the big deal about it? What's the big deal about money that is made out of wood? So you need to lay your hands on the book, and the book talks about the principles of wealth. What are those things you need to know? Welcome, Tayo Akisomi. So good to see you, sir. Welcome, King Paul Oshupoforiade. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. So, money would make you rich tells you about the principles of wealth creation. And you already know that to even have money, you have to be producing something. You have to be producing something. It's either a good or a service. You understand? So that's the third book you should lay your hands on. Money Won't Make You Rich by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Those are the basic. I've read a lot of books, not like a lot, but major books I know I've read, and I've read them so well. Then the fourth one I want to share with you is Stop Working for Uncle Sam, also by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Stop working for Uncle Sam. The Uncle Sam system is a system whereby is an oppressive system. You know that when you're on that job, you are oppressed. Trust me. Because how do you know you are oppressed? You can't be who you want to be. You can't be who God is asking you to be. You are not free. You can't reach out to people like you want to reach out to people just because you are on a job. Let me say to you that if you think that staying on a job for a long time will create wealth that you want, I think it might be a big mistake. We have those that have a lot of money, but still they've wasted their time and they've wasted their life, because a wasted time is a wasted life. So the Uncle Sam system is an oppressive system. So everywhere you work and you can't express yourself, you cannot talk, you can't stand up, even when you know that something is wrong, is an oppressive system. And you need wisdom. You need wisdom from God to get out of it. And I want to say to you, so many people don't also want to leave their jobs because they are worried that after my savings, when I leave my job, how am I going to survive? Let me tell you the absolute truth. You are going to survive. You are going to do so well. You are going to be happier. You are going to be more healthier than being oppressed on that job. So Stop Working for Uncle Sam is another book I want you to lay your hands on. It's really going to help you. It's really, really going to help you. And the last book that I want to share with you, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is How to Raise the Next Generation of Steve Jobs by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. I've not read the last one, even though I know that I bought that book, but I've not read How to Raise the Next Generation of Steve Jobs. The reason why I included it in the book that you have to read is because hardly do you find inventors in Africa. Hardly do you find inventors. Or maybe you have them, but you don't know where they are. So part of the things you should also begin to imbibe in your kids is for them to be productive and for them to be somebody in life. Being somebody in life simply means be able to invent something, be able to create something, be able to reach out to their generations and generations to come. And one thing you must know is that there's a quote by Dr. Arams. He said, anything that you want in the future must be created now. It must start now. So those things that we enjoy today, the internet, World Wide Web, the computer, iPhones, the chair, the table, the laptops, Someone sat down long time ago to actually invent those things, to actually create them. So one of the books I think you should lay your hands on also is How to Raise the Next Generation of Steve Jobs. You need to, what I usually say to people is that you need to embrace knowledge. You need to embrace knowledge. You need to be able to read and learn from whatever you've read. So that's the number 5. So number 1, I said the Bible is the most important, the oldest book in the world. That everybody, irrespective of their religion, especially reading the lifestyle and account of Jesus, they need to read the Bible. It will help them mentally. Number 2, Who Am I and Why Am I Here? By Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Number 3, Money Will Make You Rich by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Number 4, Stop Working for Uncle Sam by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Number 5, How to Raise the Next Generation of Steve Jobs by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. And I want to say to you that if you don't have a library in your house, I think you need to create one intentionally. Be a lover of books. That's what differentiates. For example, if you go to less developed countries, you find less people who are interested in reading. Go and do a research and find out. If you go to less developed countries, you find out that people are not interested in reading. They just want to while away time. They just want to dance. They just want to eat. They just want to wear the fine clothes. They just want to look good on the outside. And there's nothing like, if you don't look good on your inside, your mind is not well nourished with the word of God, with healthy materials, then, just focusing on your outer attention is I sometimes call it an absolute waste of time. So your mind first before your outward appearance. I hope this has been able to inspire someone. And why I do what I do is because I know that someone will always listen when I say something and the person is going to be inspired. And likewise, you do what you need to do, because so many people are waiting to be inspired. And I hope this has been you've been able to learn something. I'm going to put the list of books in the podcast when I'm done. Thank you so much. Let me say hello to everybody. I'm Abad Agudosi. So good to see you. Fatai, thank you for your time. Adiola Adioba, blowing some kisses to you. Shoyaya, also blowing some kisses to you. How is work? Then how is the banking system? Maverick, my brother, how are you? Damilola Olurotimi Odu, so good to see you. Satunde Adekola, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Mr. Nero Kolawole, I celebrate you always. Joe Joseph Jr., how are you? So good to see you. Tayo Akisami, how are you, sir? So good to see you. King Paul Eshipofo, so good to see you. And Bobo Olubumi, so good to see you. So let's go, and I will really appreciate it, family, for us to share this so that people can actually listen to this. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you very soon. Bye, and God bless you. Bye.